Recently in our Bible reading, we actually just finished reading the book of Job, and we read about all the suffering and the trials that Job went through. And there was one point in chapter 38 of Job where God is telling Job the limitations that he had set for the waves of the sea. He said, this is God speaking, "Thus far and no farther will you come. Here your proud waves must stop." I think sometimes we think that evil just has no bounds and that it can just wreak havoc without any limitations. And as we read through the story of Job, we see that God clearly had a set point in time where he was going to stop and reverse that whole process and really put an end to the greatest test of suffering ever endured by a human other than Christ. And Job's story really became one of the greatest examples of patience in biblical history, really. And in James chapter 5, it talks about this. It says, "We give great honor to those who endure under suffering." Job is an example of a man who endured patiently. From his experience, we see how the Lord's plan finally ended in good, for he is full of tenderness and mercy. I know it's easy to look around the world today and just think that, man, this has no end in sight. Evil has just taken over. But rest in the fact that God is in control. He has a set time and point where, just like Job's life, he can set things in reverse, and one day we'll be able to rest there patiently and joyfully, knowing that God has said, "This far and no farther."